Okay, this is a stick-up. Give me all your caps, or you get the frying pan.
C7 Viper.
Good morning and happy birthday. Well, Rev 11 is in the books, and I do believe it was a record-breaking Rev. Not to mention huge Airsoft game in general. I mean, how many Airsoft games do you know that have 1,200 people? Not to mention, it was a free-for-all. If you're not familiar with Rev, it is a Fallout-themed, post-apocalyptic Airsoft game that takes place in Chesapeake, Virginia at Ballahack Airsoft, home field of Swamp Sniper. If you've seen one of my recent videos, you know Swamp Sniper and I, we're friends. We go way back. And, well, he lets me be a role player in the Rev and Fertile Crescent series. I am the Candyman. I'm pretty much just a ruthless capitalist trader in the wastelands, and I really enjoy taking strange trades. Items I've never seen before. That means if you come and show me a rock, I'm gonna show you the door. But if you bring me a rubber PUBG frying pan, I'm more likely to trade you because no one's ever brought me a frying pan to trade. That doesn't mean bring me one next time because someone already brought one. Think of something crazy that I've never seen before and bring it. Trade it. Maybe you'll get something great. Not to mention everyone in the Candy crew leaves with a free patch and a cool wristband. It would have made more sense if I was wearing one because I pointed at nothing, but I digress. In this video, I'm going to go through every unique item that I have traded for.
Not every, almost.
2 bins full. I'm also going to go over a few highlights and new aspects of this Rev. I know most people want to see the cool gameplay like Swamp Sniper puts up, but my character doesn't really get out much because I'm stuck behind a table. Feels familiar. This time more so than any other because I guess you guys found out I would be there and lined up around the block to get in. And that's not an exaggeration. I'll go back.
All right.
Go around.
That's fair. Me?
As you can see, there was a line literally out of my store and all the way down the stairs and then out and around the corner of the building. And that line stayed there from the onset of the game at about 11 o'clock in the morning until it got dark at 5 o'clock at night. And all of those people were there to trade me tons of cool stuff. So I'm going to start with the most unique items and I'm going to end with all the Airsoft pews. I did say in a live that most years I go with 0 Airsoft pews and return with about 3 or 4. That's where I got the 90s themed sniper rifle and a few others like that post-apocalyptic AK that's always behind me in live streams. But this time, we got a few more. But first, this bin is full of cool trades that I made that were just unique items. First, I'm going to show you a little bit of what people wanted. This item in game was very important. This is a fuel rod, and this fuel rod was made to power some domes. And those domes would keep you safe in the eventual end game when, well, certain things came knocking. Yeah, those things were called hunters. They were like predators, and they would go around with machine guns and just blast everybody. And if they got you, you were got for the whole day. The last hour of the game was no respawn, so if those predators shot you, you were out. But if you had 8 of these and you succeeded to secure a dome, you were safe. They couldn't get you. And all the winners of the day ended up with a really cool challenge coin. There was also another way to survive. There were bunkers. You had to find a padlock key and a little tiny microchip. And once you had those things, you were safe in the bunker. And only 100 people out of the 1,200 could survive each day. Now, me being a role player, I didn't need to survive. And I had a whole bunch of these fancy little objects that all of you seem to have wanted. So, the trades were on. What could you bring me to survive that I didn't already have? Let's find out! I got this thing. It's a little Nerf blaster, and it really works. Our friend Charles sent us a head. Never had a foam head come through the store before. That was really cool. I got a robot. This robot keeps saying, "Danger, danger, Candyman." And I got a stylophone. Here's a magnet of Indiana. Don't know why. A whole bunch of vintage trading cards. This is like a necklace or something, but it's made out of a lot of pop-top tabs from soda cans. Somebody spent a lot of time on this, so it was worth the trade. This is fermented green mustard halves in soy sauce. I'm pretty sure it's smelly and I'm not going to be opening that. The Candyman got a judge's gavel.
I'm seeing some of this for the first time.
Here's a cool little leather pouch, and inside it was a full CO2. That might end up on the Candyman's plate carrier. And I would have worn the plate carrier for this video, but toward the end of the second day, the side, it was held together by zip ties, and one of the plates broke. It just needs to be repaired. Somebody made this Nuka-Cola Victory out of some kind of hard plastic resin. That's really neat. A bio bar, Fallout themed candy bar, and on the back it has nutrition facts, and it says it only has 1% of your daily value of radioactivity. That's pretty low for the wasteland. It's actually just a real Hershey's bar in here. Moose Juice brought us bean water and leaf soup. So shout out to Moose Juice. Here's a vial of Zombrex in case you start to turn into a zombie. It's for daily use to keep you from turning into a zombie. Fellow teammate Brett brought me Con Air on Laserdisc. Not many of you know what Laserdisc is, but it's like a huge DVD, like a vinyl record sized DVD. And it's got Nicolas Cage. I got a Swamp Sniper pop. I see the resemblance. Some Buff Out. It's actually just candy. I thought this was a really neat flask. Never saw one like that before. 2 handmade resin jars, and one has BBs throughout. So it's an Airsoft candy dish for the Candyman. And that was made by our fellow teammate Drew. This is an actual smartwatch that someone traded me. I'm not big on watches, but it's a really cool looking smartwatch. I looked it up. I think it's from AliExpress, but that's still freaking cool. There's a little glass duck. To go with the Buff Out we had earlier is some Rad X. Right from Fallout. Somebody brought this to us and told Mrs. Viper that it is the head of Swamp Sniper's great-great-great-grandfather. She didn't believe him, so she said if you can get a signed document to say that that's true, she would believe it and take it as a trade. And a little while later, they came back with a signed document by Swamp Sniper himself saying, yes, indeed, this is. So that's interesting. Got a story behind it. That's going in a display case. That's really cool. I've got this custom fuel cell that was made by someone on the field, and they converted it to have green LEDs. They did tell me, though, that this one was very special because it was the only one that says Rev 11 on the back. The rest of them just say fuel cell. But this one says Rev 11, so it's special, and it's mine. And in here we have, from John Wick, you know, in case you need to make a blood oath. And then we've got some 3D printed stuff. This is a 3D printed slug that feels so weird. It moves around. Sounds weird too. 3D printed Thanos / Kirby. I thought this was cool. Looks kind of like a stim pack. I got 3 different kinds of Fallout jet inhalers. These have CO2 cartridges in them. You just pop in the top. A 3D printed Aztec death whistle. Here's a little 3D printed frog. This is cool. It's like a 3D printed squid and all the legs are posable. But I think the best 3D printed thing I ended up with was this. This is a 3D printed action figure of the player who traded it to me. So I've done a lot of trades as the Candyman, but I've never had anyone trade me themselves before. And, well, there's a first time for everything. Printed in exact detail of his Rev loadout for the day, right down to the Airsoft pew he was using. And I'm going to put a picture of that right here. I took a picture of him standing in front of this. But I thought, you know, we could spice up this story a little bit. Yeah, we've got your little action figure, and that's cool and all, but I wanted his soul tied to it. So we had him sign a contract that said, I, state his name, hereby relinquish control of my mortal soul to the keeper of this 3D printed figure until forever. And then I signed it, and he signed it, and now I've got the figure, I've got the soul, so don't go off wandering, because I know where you are at all times. Oops, I dropped the soul. I'll be right back. Have fun walking through automatic doors. Would it be crazy if I just like dropped it and it broke and all of a sudden we were like, uh-oh. So that's everything from the unique trades I've got. But out in the wastelands, it's very dangerous. There's hunters, like I said. There's other players that are out to get you. And, well, there's even gas clouds, which were pretty much smoke grenades. But if you were caught inside of them, you were done. So, some people traded one form of protection for another. Some of them traded their Airsoft pews for a chip, a key, a fuel rod, other items that they might be able to build a dome or bunker with. You guys have seen the PUBG frying pan already, I'm sure, when I used it in an Airsoft game and bonked people. It was really fun. Here's a really cool mask. I got 2 sets of Spring Colt 25s. Another Springer Colt, but this one's full metal. Little Spring Walther P22. I think that's pretty much it for the Springers. This is a little non-functioning 6mm Derringer. The hammer's stuck. I'm pretty sure I can fix it. We got a limited edition white Hater. Trigger stuck. Again, pretty sure I can fix it. And that one's from a teammate named Nick, Darth Revan. Oh, here's a spare mag for that little Walther. Brand new 6mm Pro Shop speed loader. This is a working Elite Force CO2 1911. This is a working CZ P09. We got a WeTech P99, and it works. A WeTech High Kappa. Pretty sure this one works too. A working regular Hater. A working G&G Piranha. And these are both from Callsign Airsoft here on YouTube, another teammate. And this is a 3D printed ring Pez dispenser thing for the Hater. They go together. It even shows you how many rings you got left. This is a Scorpion AEP with the drum mag and a standard high cap mag and the battery and the charger. They said it was Marui, but I'm pretty sure it's SEMA. This is another one. I'm pretty sure this one was from Callsign Airsoft. Mrs. Viper traded for. This is an S&T by Zahn. Got the mid cap mag and a LiPo battery. Then we got this. This is a Cybergun P90, and it came with the Stargate sling and a barrel bag and a bag full of mags. There is one. There's 2 more in this P90 pouch. There's 2 more in this one, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a speed loader, and a battery, and a LiPo charger. And I have not checked either of these 2 batteries yet, so we're gonna do it right now. This is the one out of the P90. All right, it's got 14%. That means we can still charge it. And then here is the one from the Bizon. 72%. Shoot, we could go use that one right now. So that is everything that came with the P90. This mask was also part of the trade with the P90 bundle. That person knew what they wanted, and they weren't afraid to trade for it. And we got this, which didn't fit in the bin, but it is a Spring L96. And when they traded it to me, they said it did not function. It was broken because it slam fired. Now I know that can be one of 2 things, a faulty sear or trigger mechanism, or it could just be a loose screw. So I popped it apart and it was a loose screw. Tighten the screw and now it's functioning again. So that worked out in my favor. As long as you know how to fix things, they're not junk. And I think one of the coolest things I ended up with was this. I posted this on Instagram already, but this is the Lawgiver from Judge Dredd, 3D printed on a Walther PPQ gas blowback. And this was, again, from Charles, because Charles wanted to survive the day and knew what he had to do to get there. And he also thought that this would go perfect with that. The 3D printed Judge Dredd patch that I've got back there. I can't stick this on the wall, but they do go together. So that is everything. My haul that I traded for the whole weekend at Rev. And if you guys are considering going to Fertile Crescent or Rev or even the Wild, I say do it. It's one of the most interesting and unique experiences you can have in an airsoft event. There's just nothing else like it. It's one of the biggest and best, in my opinion. Plus, you could meet me and we could hang out and stuff. So that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed my Rev breakdown video. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. And I got a question for you. What was your favorite item that I showed you in this video? Would you have traded for this stuff? Let me know in the comments below. As always, like it if I made you laugh, because I'll do it again. And she thinks I never do anything funny, so let's show her that I do by liking it a lot. Don't shake your head at me, Missy. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's the only way to join the C7 Viper team. Find us on all the socials. I have some, she has some. They're down below. Figure it out. And until next time, you ever been booped with a foam head? Huh! Little help? That was a great throw.